Hello, it's Michelle with Books Cause Insomnia. I am here today to do a book haul. Before I get started though, I just wanted to say thank you. You guys have been absolutely wonderful about me losing Zelda. The amount of comments that I got and the amount of love that I got was really overwhelming, and I really appreciate not just your support, but I really love that you guys saw who she was and that you cherished her too. And I have not been on here a lot lately. I haven't been watching videos, and as you know, I haven't been posting a lot. As far as the books in this video go, I got some gift certificates for my birthday back in May, and I haven't got around to filming the haul yet because of all the stuff that I've been going through with Zelda. But I'm ready to talk to you about books. And the books that I get usually for my birthday or Christmas, I get with gift cards that are sent to me, and I set up like a list of new release books that I want to get, or indie books that I want to get that are a little bit more than I would typically spend. But when it's a gift, I don't mind spending as much, right? Because new release books, especially hardbacks, are very expensive, I think. Okay, so I'll go ahead and just dive right in. The first book that I got is The Vile Thing We Created by Robert P. Ottone. I believe this is akin to, what is that book? The Push by Ashley Audrain. This couple has the perfect relationship, vacations, fine dining, a healthy sex life, but when their childless lifestyle begins impacting their social lives, they decide to take the natural next step and have a kid. But it doesn't turn out the way that they think it will. And this is a horror novel, so it must turn out pretty badly. But I really want to read it. I think it sounds fun. I like reading books about parenting, but especially books that kind of talk about the dark side or the downside or what can go wrong. I just find that kind of enjoyable to read. Then I got The Humanity Archive, Recovering the Soul of Black History from a Whitewashed American Myth by Jermaine Fowler. This book was published, I think it was March 1st, right when Black History Month had ended. And the reason the author gave was that he feels that Black history should be studied and appreciated every month of the year, not just in February. I could not agree with him more. I think it's important to study things that we think are important all the time, not just because it's trendy or because it's a certain month. And so, yeah, I thought I'm just going to put it on my birthday list and get it with my birthday gift cards if they come in this year. And they did come in, so I got it. I'm really excited to read it. Just opening this book, it immediately starts with a quote that I thought was really good. There are the stories that made America and the stories that America made up. Yeah, that's it is pretty interesting how different what really happened can be from what we read in history books. It's actually disturbing how different it can be. And I did want to mention too, Jermaine does have a Instagram page. If you're someone that has a thirst for knowledge, he has something. I want to sign up. I just don't know if I have time. He has a project he's doing right now. It's a class that is very affordable that studies every president we've ever had, which just sounds amazing. Then I got The Angel Maker by Alex North. I don't know anything about this one aside from the fact that the comments on the back say that this is a scary book, and I really enjoy the other two books that Alex North wrote that I read. So he is an auto-buy author for me. So yeah, I don't really know what it's about, but I'll find out when I go to read it. Another auto-buy author for me is S.A. Cosby. So I went ahead and got All the Sinners Bleed I love this cover, by the way. I think it's gorgeous. If you have read this, let me know if you enjoyed it or not. I'd be curious to hear if it's good, although obviously I'll come to my own conclusion. But it says, a black sheriff, a serial killer, a small town ready to combust. And if anybody can write a high-octane, high-adventure book that is impossible to put down, it would probably be S.A. Cosby. And then I got The Diva Delivers on a Promise. It's the latest domestic diva mystery book in the series that Krista Davis writes. I love this series. I've read all of the books up until this point. I think this is the 14th or 15th book. And once again, I have no idea what it's about. I don't really care. I'm just going to read it because I love this series. And then I got a handful of indie books that appear to be self-published. I got Them by Mique Watson. He is a YouTuber. If you're not familiar with him, I will link his channel down in the description box. I definitely recommend watching him if you're looking for a new channel. I'll just read you the back of this one. Jeanette thought she'd get to enjoy the cozy, rainy evening after the hellacious week she just endured. Snuggled up on her couch with her Labrador, Nico, everything seemed perfect. Rest couldn't come sooner. Then it happened. The program on the television cut to black. Emergency broadcast system. Jeanette's heart stops. The signal is choppy, yet the message is clear. They look like people, and then the power goes out. Someone knocks on the door. It is soon made clear to Jeanette that the world she once knew has ended. The place she once called home is now anything but. The world beyond the threshold of her door is a passageway to the deepest bowels of hell itself. Will she survive? Sounds pretty wild, and the author does say that this is an incredibly disturbing and extreme book that will upset most readers. That there's a lot of graphic sequences in here. So proceed with caution if you're interested in this book. Vacation by Tim Ruth. A story of action, adventure, and the bonds and bounds of friendship. And what really drew me in to this book was the cover, especially with Blue June. Then I got Guests by Kealan Patrick Burke. I'm going to have to read you the synopsis on this one and the next one because it's hard to paraphrase. After the death of the woman who raised him and the realization that the girl he loves will never love him back, young Mark Hallahan decides it's time to leave the small harbor town of Miriam's Cove for good. All that remains is one last shift at the Windcrest Hotel, a seaside resort that has seen better days. Tonight, with a ferocious winter storm bearing down on them, there are few staff and fewer guests until a last-minute booking takes everyone by surprise. There's a small yellow tour bus bound for the Windcrest, and soon the hotel will find itself under siege by something much worse than the storm. And look at that image on the front. What is that? Is that, it's like alien kind of stuff, right? It looks like it might be really fun, and it's not a very long book. It's 171 pages long, so I feel like this would be a really great Saturday read or something. And I'm very fascinated with Catholic lore, so I couldn't resist this book when I saw it. It's Catechisms by James W. Bennetts. Detective Paige McGraw is waiting for something to go her way for once. After letting a suspect slip through her fingers, her career is now in shambles. Stuck working in the shadow of the brash new homicide inspector on the force, she hopes to redeem herself by catching a good case and bringing her slippery fugitive to heal. When a defrocked priest is found dead, horribly murdered and mutilated, it may be just the right investigation Paige needs to prove she's still a capable cop. But then she and the inspector uncover an old case of child sexual abuse and find themselves pursuing a devilish killer. And when the inspector falls victim to him too, Paige begins a desperate game of cat and mouse with a man who could be a demon, or maybe an angel, a terrible, avenging angel. I'm really excited to read these. Obviously, I won't be getting to all of them right away, but they all seem very exciting to me. I did also do a pre-order on Thicker Than Water by Megan Collins. That one won't be here until, I think, July 11th. And that one is a book about two friends who are connected by a man, in the sense that this guy is the brother to one friend and the husband to the other friend. So basically they're sisters-in-law. And he gets accused of a really brutal crime, and they don't agree with each other about, I'm not sure if it's what happened or whether or not he's guilty. So they end up turning on each other, and it's supposed to be a psychological thriller. But Megan Collins is another auto-buy author for me. She's one of my favorite authors, and yeah, I don't really care as much what the back of the book says. I just want to read what she wrote. Have you purchased any books lately that you're really excited to read? Have you purchased any books lately that you have read that were really good? Or if you want to answer all three of these questions, have you done any pre-orders on any books? To me, that really says that we're really excited about reading a book if we pre-order it. I hope that you are having a wonderful week and that you're enjoying your summer. I guess, is it technically summer yet?
Next week.
I know summer just began today. But hopefully you're having a wonderful day, and I hope that the rest of your summer is amazing. Thank you so much for watching. Happy reading. Bye.